Well, this is going to be very hard. Hello there, people of YouTube, and welcome to the Spikehead Podcast. Finally, for another movie review, we'll be looking at what else but Avengers Endgame, the culmination of 22 films, 11 years in the MCU, the direct follow-up to Infinity War, which came out last year, and we've had to wait 12 months, but it is finally here, and we finally get to see how the Avengers cope with the aftermath of the snapping. So this is directed by the Russo brothers and stars pretty much everyone you can think of in Hollywood, with Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and Mark Ruffalo and Chris Hemsworth being just to name a few there. This will be spoiler free. I promise. It's going to be hard to do it, but I promise it will be spoiler-free. So, long and short, the plot for this one is the remaining Avengers are just trying to undo what Thanos did at the end of Infinity War. And that's all I'm really going to say about it, because otherwise getting into anything beyond the first 10 minutes is going to be a damn spoiler. So, positives. I want to say everything, but it's going to be a bit of a cheat to say everything. So, I will say this. The character arcs are damn near perfect. I want to specify a few, but the arcs of Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, even people like Nebula, they have solid character arcs in this one. I do love a lot of the conclusions. I don't think there's a single conclusion that I'm not a fan of, but there are a lot of great moments in this film as well. The action sequences are hands down the best I've ever seen in the MCU, and easily the best battle. It surpasses Infinity War, the final battle, and I hope everyone really enjoys it. I only regret not seeing it in IMAX 3D. I will be going to see that within the next couple of days in IMAX 3D. Unfortunately, that was all sold out from a midnight screen, so I had to watch it in the tiniest screen if you saw my Twitter. What else do I like about it? Well, I've said the characters, I said the action sequences. I will say the story is very good as well. The film feels very more streamlined than Infinity War did, mainly because they have literally half the cast to play with. So there's a lot more. They can just keep it more grounded and more focused within this movie. This film is going to have a lot of funny moments for you, and it will make you cry a lot. I'm just going to say it, this film is amazing. It really is amazing what they've done. This film should not work. This whole concept, this whole universe should not work. It's a film, end of the day. This should not work at all, but it does, and it is flaming brilliant. I love a lot of this film. I love the action sequences. I love the characters. Honestly, I really can't get into too many details about the positives just because everything feels like it will be a spoiler or a hint of a spoiler, so I'm not going to go into it. Which I do apologise for not being able to gush about the positives. You look at my spoiler review, I can gush all I want. All I will say is that this film is damn near perfect and amazing. The reasons being, just the characters felt natural. The writing was really good. It felt streamlined. The pacing was really good. 3-hour film did not feel like it was 3 hours long. Take that as you will. As for the negatives of this film, honestly, there are a couple of gripes I have. For one thing, I don't know what they do with Thanos. I'm not going to go any further than that, but compared to what it was in the last film, I felt like he was a bit worse in this film. I don't like what they did with him, though I do understand why they did what they did with Thanos. Also, there are certain conversations that I believe some characters should have had with each other later in the film. I won't go into too much detail, but it feels like these conversations should have happened, and if they did happen, people would have been prepared for what was coming. But again, I'm not going to go any further than that. There is also a couple of negatives that I've seen online that aren't my personal complaints. Like some characters you will find a little bit annoying with what they do and how they act. Me personally, I see why they were acting that way, and I think it was necessary for these characters, but obviously there are some people that will not like these elements, so B1, there are some annoying aspects of the film. And other than those two things, honestly, I will say there is not a whole lot wrong with this film. I mean, some of the explanations can be a bit far-fetched, and there's some sciencey stuff that it's a superhero movie. I'm not asking for exact science, but it does kind of retcon a lot of what we know about certain concepts. And again, not going to go any further than that because, yeah, don't want to give a hint at anything in this film. You're going to go watch it anyway while you sat here watching my review, though I do appreciate you've stopped by. By the way, if you are here, feel free to drop a like, and if you like what I do on the channel, please subscribe. It would really mean a lot. But yeah, finally something I can gush about and extend this review a little bit more because it's been very short. The performances are brilliant. The standout for me was Chris Hemsworth. He is just a treasure on screen, and I loved it every time he showed up. He just stole every scene that he was in, whether he was being serious or the goofy four that we've grown to know and love recently. He just nails every scene. Robert Downey Jr., as usual, is a brilliant, sarcastic little character. He's very blunt and to the point, but he shows so much human characteristics in this. This whole Tony has a heart thing, honestly, he shows more than ever that he has a heart in this film. He's got a hell of a lot to lose, more than he's lost already, and he is brilliant. Chris Evans, as always, is great as Captain America, and again, his facial performances are very good. He's great with his vocal work, but I feel like there's moments where he has to be physical and has to express what he's feeling in his face. Those are some of the standout moments for me. I would also give a big shout out to Karen Gillan, who plays Nebula. She is absolutely brilliant in this film. Gleaming fantastic. Considering I thought she was going to die in Infinity War to be a side character, she has actually become a way more fleshed out character in this one. And I can't wait to see what happens with her. And there are a few other performances I want to get into. Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk is really good. I really do love what they do with the Hulk in this. I'm not going to go into what it is, even though it's a minor spoiler, it's still spoiler. I don't want to go into it. But he is really good. And Jeremy Renner and Scarlett Johansson, they are like two of the original Avengers, and they've always been seen as like side characters. I've always said Jeremy Renner is wasted in Marvel. They don't really do much with Hawkeye. In this film, he got to do way more, and I loved him as this character Ronin. He's still Hawkeye, but I just love his Ronin with a sword character. He is absolutely badass. I would love to see a prequel film of just him seeing what he did in that time period to become this Ronin character. Scarlett Johansson has absolutely nailed her performance as Black Widow, and I can't wait for her prequel film to come out. It is going to be highly entertaining. Again, I don't want to go into many more spoilers. I'll say a couple more positives towards the end, because I didn't really say enough during that first bit. I'm only just thought of some more. Great girl power scenes. Loved them. And this film has my new favourite all-time Marvel moment. It used to be the Yondu funeral, but now it has to be a moment in this, and you'll know exactly what it is. It's like a full 3-4 minute sequence, but it just summarizes what this franchise is and what it means and what they have accomplished in these 11 years. You think back to Iron Man way back in 2008, you would not think it would have got to this, but it has, and they have smashed it out the damn park. So, Avengers Endgame, guys. Well, I was bouncing between two grades for this, because there are some gripes I do have with this. Nothing major, but I do have some gripes. I never like to give this grade. I've never given this grade before, because I don't think there's anything that is perfect, and I've given it away there. That's the only thing I will give away in this review. But considering what they have done, even in regards to my gripes, I see why they've done them. And in regards to what this film means, and just the fan base is acquired and what is achieved in just these 11 short years. That's a short time span when you really think about it. 22 films that led down to this, with so many satisfying send-offs. You will laugh, you will cry, your eyes will just pop out several times in this film. This is just a damn near perfect movie. So, while it ain't perfect, I'm just going to have to give it. I'm going to have to do my first ever. This is Avengers Endgame is a perfect cup of tea. So yeah, guys, Avengers Endgame, you have seen this. Let me know what you thought. Don't discuss spoilers in this review. I will have a spoiler review later down the line, hopefully discussing with another YouTuber. If any of my fellow YouTubers are watching want to get involved, please let me know. I really want to discuss the movie in so much more depth. It's been so hard, this review. But yeah, guys, if you do like what I do on this channel, feel free to subscribe. It will mean a lot. And see some of my other reviews over here. Coming up, guys, I will have a Gotham retrospect coming out. With my podcast, I will be reviewing a couple of films. Well, I want to keep up with the Game of Thrones reviews as well. I've not done episode 2 this week just because, well, again, life getting in the way, but I kind of get more videos out as quickly as possible. But until next time, guys, this is That Spikehead Podcast, signing off.